everybody, this is Becky Liggero for CoinGeek.com, here with Christine Leong, the CEO of nChain, and we are at the Women in Blockchain event, running alongside the London Blockchain Conference. Christine was on a very engaging panel, letting us know how important it is to have diverse work environments in the blockchain space. So Christine, let's talk about how you foster this kind of an environment in the nChain world.
To have a diverse environment is really about, for me, it's about really truly equal. And whether you're a man, a woman, any gender, any ethnic, it doesn't matter. It's diversity of thought to me is the most important thing. I'm neurodiverse myself, so having that different types of thinking will allow us to help us grow better solutioning, better team, better culture. And by fostering that, I think in nChain, we really want to be open, and we aim to be, and we encourage actually the different discussions of how we do things. How can we do things better? And if we don't challenge each other to do things better, and it's only with having diversity of thought and people that we can be better.
Amazing. And I know you're a wonderful role model for women that are looking to get into the tech world, and especially within the development world, because this can be a very male-dominated industry. And I know that on the panel you were saying that it's really difficult to get in the door, but once you're there, it's a lot easier. So can you just describe what you meant by that?
I think sometimes it's very scary to get through the door for anything. It's daunting. There's a lot of jargon. There's a lot of questions that you might not feel awfully confident about. And there is a lot of words that may mean different things. And I think it's really important to just get through that. Have your confidence, get through that. And once you're there, stand up. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for what you believe in and believe in yourself. You know, I know imposter syndrome is a thing, and it's really very important just to think about, you know, you can do this. It's okay. There's some of us here that are still pretending that we know what we're talking about. And you don't have to have every tick box.
Yeah.
Just know what you're good at and stick to what you're good at. And it's okay if you're wrong. No one is perfect. And stand up to that.
Yeah. Very good advice. And the really nice thing about the panel today is that it wasn't just about how to get involved with technology if you're a woman and things to do if you're a woman. It was a talk about technology. It just happened to be women on the panel. And I know that you were saying identity is an area that's super near and dear to your heart when it comes to blockchain tech. Just tell us why that's such an amazing fit for blockchain technology, identity.
Because identity is relatable. It's something that Sir Tim Berners-Lee said when he designed the internet and built the internet. What was missing was the identity layer. You know, we have Google, we enjoy all of the Web2 functions today. But there is, but identity to prove who we say we are, to prove that I work for this company, I really have this credential. There's no way of doing it. We still use pieces of paper. Yeah. So in order to make it really, truly digital and modern, we need identity to be compatible with the digital world. Right now, it's just a bit too archaic, and we really need to, I'm passionate about identity is because everything has an identity, and that's really something that that isn't gonna go away anytime soon.
Amazing, Christine. Thank you so much. So great to see you on the panel and at the conference, and have a wonderful time.
Thank you so much, Becky. Thank you for having me.
I am here with Lauren of Women of Web3, and it was a pleasure to hear you on the panel. And for our audience to understand what you are doing in Web3, why don't we start by talking about the group?
Of course. So I started Women of Web3 in 2022 when I had a newborn baby. I'd lost my job at Meta. I had sort of come to the end of my job contract, found out I was pregnant, and was thinking, what do I need to learn about in order to get a job in tech again? So the more I learned about things like NFTs and tokenization and blockchain and the metaverse, and I kind of thought, oh, this looks really interesting. Maybe there's a career in this. Yeah. I saw a lack of women, like actually quite a severe lack of women, even more so a couple of years ago. And I realized there's an opportunity to change that. So the stats from about a year ago were that 9 out of 10 Web3 startups, so blockchain startups, don't have any women at all on their co-founding team. And that is starting to improve. We're starting to see more women at the top and more women applying for jobs within every level of business. So I think we're finally on the right track, but that's kind of our reason for being as Women of Web3.
Very good, very nice. And I know that you were saying on the panel that there's quite a bit of jargon that's used with the Web3. There's buzzword, there's this, there's that. Where are we really going with the adoption of Web3 technology? How long do you think it's going to take until this becomes a mainstream thing that everybody uses without even really knowing about it?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right that it's a kind of, it's when people use it without realizing it, that's the kind of, the moment we realize it's kind of fully here. Because actually a lot of the time when we talk about blockchain, apart from the people that are truly building products that are based on blockchain, lots of it does feel like we're talking about the future.
Yes.
And I do think the thing that will change that is some kind of killer application. And I think that will probably involve AI.
Yes.
So because generative AI is creating so much data in the world, so much more than we've ever experienced before, and a lot of that is made up by essentially robots. So not all of it is true, and we need a way of being able to verify that information. And so I think blockchain is going to give us exactly that. It's going to be able to prove the original of something. It's going to be able to prove the provenance of any kind of product or information. And I think it's going to be amazing at that. I think once people kind of wake up to that and have a killer application or set of applications, that's going to be where we sort of see widespread adoption, where it becomes incredibly normal to use blockchain products every single day.
Yeah, I was going to say where blockchain meets AI is where it gets really exciting, I think. So much happening there. And there's really a lot happening in this room here tonight. There's so many amazing women. Tell me about your experience here at this event and some of the people that you've met.
It's been a really special evening. It's been amazing to have so many women in one space that are all sort of connected to blockchain or Web3 in some way. I think you do get a special kind of energy when you get women coming together that are they're normally in the minority at an event. And so when you put them all together in one room and then they're in the majority, they get this wall of noise that which you can even hear outside. I think that's something really special. And Lavinia Osborne from Women in Blockchain Talks, she's been an amazing host. And actually, I really admire what she's doing with her community. When we think about inclusion, I think she's baked that in from the start with what she's building in her community, with things like offering the education that she does in other languages. Like, I don't think that's really being addressed fast enough by other sort of communities or blockchain companies. If decentralized technology is meant to be about kind of giving a sense of power and ownership to everybody, then we should really be doing that. We should really be building with everybody in mind.
Brilliant, Lauren. I can't tell you what a pleasure it was to meet you here. Really, a pleasure to hear you speak. And thank you so much for joining me here with CoinGeek.
Of course, thank you so much.
So I'm here with Divya of JurnyOn, and you were on a brilliant panel talking about what's happening in the blockchain space, how women are doing in the technology space. But let's start off by talking about what kind of solutions you're providing for tickets, for train tickets.
Yes.
This is the project that you're working on. I want to hear all about it. Tell me what's happening.
Absolutely. I mean, we've been building anti-fraud train tickets on the blockchain. And what it really does is it eliminates fraud. About 240 million is lost every year due to train and rail card fraud. So with this technology, we're able to claw back that lost revenue, and it can be used by government for public service and train operators for various other services that they might want to start. And we're really excited to say that we won an Innovate UK grant. And the most amazing thing is we're working with Transport for Wales, and that's an amazing collaboration between a startup and a giant of an organization and a government body at that. So it's a really exciting space to be. We did an initial pilot. It was unbelievably successful, and we're looking to roll it out in the next couple of months. The exciting aspect of it is that we've completely abstracted the Web3 layer. Because if you're going to try and explain the mnemonic, self-custody, and all of those jargons to everyday ordinary people, you're not going to get anywhere with it.
Yeah.
So we just treat it as an application. And at the end of it, there's some amazing tech. There is trustless system. There is your hashing, your immutable records, and you have cryptography. But nobody else has to know about that.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
The key is having this in the background. We don't need to worry about this stuff. No. And I think something that I find really cool about your organization, I believe that the leadership team, the two of you are females, which is awesome because we definitely want more females in this space. So do you have any advice out there for our viewers, perhaps if they're trying to raise money for a new project or they want to get involved in technology? What advice would you provide for them as a female in this space?
Yes, we are, two female founders right at the top. So that's exciting. In terms of raising funds, it's not as easy as what I have seen. I've always had to be 110% ready with my product or with whatever I have at that point in time. For instance, when we did our pre-seed, we had a product in place and we had some traction as well. So I would say be confident, be ready, not as overly ready as I was possibly, but definitely be ready. And And when you're having these conversations with the VC, try and prompt them to ask promotive questions like, what would you do with the money? Rather than getting them to ask questions like the risk that the business could have. So try and push those conversations and try and have those positive conversations, because there is a Harvard business paper that says that most women are not asked promotive questions. So try and push that. And then what else? I would say whatever you do, you better be very sure that what you're doing is unique, standing out, and different. It doesn't have to be a huge invention. It could be just a small little incremental invention. Yeah. But then just make sure that you're the only one who's doing it, and keep going at your startup. Yeah.
Super amazing advice. Tell me about your experience here at the event. Who are you seeing here? What's the vibe in here? What do you think?
I think it's amazing. I just loved it. What an amazing sort of collaboration and bringing women together. There's a need for it, and I'm so thrilled that London Blockchain Conference has done this. I've had some fantastic conversations with all the women out here, be it women who are looking to start their own startups or who are on their journey. Yeah, it's been fantastic.
Brilliant. And I love how we're in here talking about blockchain. It's not just women in blockchain. We're talking about all the exciting innovation in blockchain, which happens to be a group of women.
Yes.
Tell me where you think the most exciting area is with blockchain technology. Where is it really going to take off when it comes to mass adoption, in your opinion?
For me, it's public transport. That's a huge place for disruption. Just to put this into perspective, right? You have 240 million just lost in revenue because of fraud, and a trustless system where you can use cryptography to validate your tickets can be the best solution. And here you are, you're just making this little incremental change, and you're changing the way transport works forever. And for me personally, that's the place where there's a lot of excitement. Public transport, digital transformation.
I mean, you're making me excited about it. By the way, your energy is contagious. Well, thank you so much for sharing your insights and for being here. It's been a real pleasure, Divya. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And thank you guys so much for watching. It's Becky Liggero for CoinGeek.com.
Bitcoin mining, Bitcoin wallet, blockchain, stablecoins, MetaNet, the evolution of money. Everybody is talking about Bitcoin today, but what exactly is it? Learn the basics from experts. Learn what Bitcoin is, how it works, and why it matters. Blockchain 101, your ultimate guide to the fundamentals of blockchain.